line right now, I'm seeing.
Hey, Bonte, you're 0 for your last 10 when it comes to takes. That's why I'm coming in, and I'm platooning you for the rest of this segment, doggy. Let's go.
It's Joe Shasky, Bonte. Joe, you need to look at Bonte's face right now. I hope you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or on Twitter.
Hey, let me guess. Does Clay's agent, Bonte Hill, how many times has the name Clay, Money, and Orlando come up this week?
Well, actually, it hasn't come up a lot. We went down to Orlando to visit Orlando to get their thoughts on Klay Thompson.
Went to Disney World.
We haven't brought up Klay Thompson much at all today.
But most
I'm off of Klay Thompson. I'll let you haters talk about Klay Thompson. Y'all want him out of here? Get him out of here. I hope he has success elsewhere. I don't want him out of here.
But did you hear that sound? That was the sound of the mask of Josh Giddey coming off and revealing himself like the end of Scooby-Doo to be Harrison Barnes. Who knew Josh Giddey was Harrison Barnes?
So let me ask you something. Who's taking care of LJ right now?
Well, I just put him down for a nap and I'm about to wake him up.
So you can't help calling in on vacation. That's how boring life is, that you got to listen to us on the day. Don't worry, Spinoni's not taking the job. He is doing a hell of a job.
I welcome Joe.
Spinoni's stock has risen this week with the roasters.
Spinoni, I love you.
Hey, hold on real quick, Shasky. You mentioned me how many times I brought up Clay's name. You should be worried by how many people have brought up your name on the roast. And it's been dwindling, buddy. It's been dwindling. I haven't seen a lot of stuff.
I don't want to be caught between this lovers' quarrel right now, all right?
You come back to King. You best not miss, Shasky.
Hey, Bonte. Like Tom Brady, I just sit in the weeds and I wait for something to happen, and then I come in and I go, I can win that Super Bowl. But here's what I would say. Young Spadoni, I love you, bud. I love you, pal. Your Kobe love has blinded you. I listened to her about 7 minutes while I was feeding the baby earlier this morning. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the greatest players of all time. I mean,
you could have been better.
Could you believe that take? He didn't meet expectations at the number one overall pick. Did you hear that?
You're too young. You're too young. And I love you, Spadoni. Shaq is... If Michael Jordan didn't exist, Shaq would have gotten multiple championships with the Orlando Magic.
He should have gotten more, though, with the Lakers, Joe. It's not that crazy to say.
4 straight NBA finals.
It's not crazy to say he is a top 10 player, but he could have been a top 5 had he had a better work ethic. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
If Shaq doesn't exist, Yao Ming ends up dominating the league for multiple years. Like, come on, man, you got to call it what it is. And here's the thing. Jesus Christ. Young Shaq is one of the greatest athletes who ever played the game. Young Shaq is one of the greatest players ever. And you know why he's dissing Nikola Jokic? Is because Jokic is throwing his name into the hat of all-time big men, and when you're one of the big men that's threatened by this guy jumping into the top 10 or top 15 all-time, you're going to get sensitive. I love Shaq. This is why he likes Steph Curry so much, because Steph Curry's no threat to his particular hierarchy amongst all of the great bigs. And I'm telling you right now, like, the Nuggets, we thought it was the Nuggets League for 4 or 5 years. We sure about that?
No, it's not.
Sure about that?
No, it's not the Nuggets League. It's You know whose league it is. And I tried to warn you, Dibbs, and Willard a couple of years ago. League past Bonte. The Oklahoma City Thunder are coming.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
the Minnesota Timberwolves are coming.
I thought you were going to say the Orlando Magic.
Oh, well, the Orlando Magic are coming. Paulo Banchero is coming. Paulo Banchero's a baller. Put some respect. You laughing at Orlando, Spadoni. They got a lot of money.
I like Paolo.
They got a lot of them to make some money. It may not be Clay. It may be Malik Monk. It may be Paul George.
He just averaged more than any player under 21 in the history of the NBA in a 7-game series. Paolo Banchero is coming. But here's the thing, though. I mean, last night's game, Luka Doncic, get this man, what is it, an Oscar? An Emmy? I don't even know what the hell it is.
How unbelievable. I know where you're going.
I thought someone shot him from the grassy knoll, and we were going to have an entire funeral for this man. And then seconds later, he's hitting a step-back daddy and yelling at somebody in the front row of the crowd. What the hell is up with Luka?
Luka may have whined to the referees every other possession in that basketball game yesterday. It was nonstop. Nonstop. And he does it mostly on defense when he doesn't play defense. But I thought his Achilles would pop. The announcers did. Dave Pass is like, oh, my God, Luka's down. He even Brown even said, uh-oh. And then he calls for the ball.
God, I love that.
And he goes through the legs with no lip. He must drive Jason Kidd absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. Yeah. By the way, since I have you on the line, and we've been talking about Brandon Ingram earlier in the week. Just got reported here. Mike Cascato, I guess he covers the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram is expected to be the Pelican most likely to be traded this offseason. They do not want to extend him. According to a rival, they want to trade him. They believe the fit with Ingram and Zion isn't ideal on the court. So, Shasky, Brandon Ingram. What do you need to do to bring in Brandon Ingram? What would you do to bring in Brandon Ingram? Are you a Brandon Ingram fan at all?
Well, look, I want Brandon Ingram. Who doesn't want Brandon Ingram? He's an upgrade, period. It's an upgrade. But here's what I would say. I've come to this epiphany, and I'm so here. Look, unless the Warriors start with moving Draymond Green, nothing matters. Let's just put it into the ethos. Nothing matters. I'm watching this guy dismiss the New York Knicks this week. He's putting out a pod every single day. Draymond, you've been in Cancun for a month, for Christ's sake. Why don't you just put the microphone down? I am so sick of hearing from him. I don't care about Clay's emotions. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't care. Clay, you want to stay here? We love you. If you want to go, that's fine. I watched Frank Gore play in 9 different uniforms, one of my all-time favorite players.
Why is that not here. Hold on. Why are we coming at Clay like he doesn't want to be here? Clay's chilling. Nobody's even attached to him anymore. It's 24 days in the offseason. If Clay wants to walk, he can walk. He's got the right to do so.
It's the bigger overall picture of we have to let it go. I'm watching Frozen with my little guy. Let it go. Let it go. Let the balloon go. And wherever it flies to or falls to the ground, then that's up to them. But I'm telling you right now, the Warriors aren't winning a damn thing, and they're not getting good. If they don't rip the Band-Aid off this bad boy, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. And Bonte, until they decide to get rid of the hierarchy of the big three, then we're just going to be middling in the 10, 11, 9, 8 zone. That's what they are.
What if it's just Clay and CP3 that moves on and you keep Draymond Green? You think Draymond has to go? Is that the one guy who has to go?
They need a fresh breath of air in the locker room. They need to try something new. Their offense needs a jolt. They need about 5 or 6 different moves. It's not just him. Yeah. I've come to this epiphany. Everything starts and ends. If they roll Draymond back, and that to me, that's signaling statement last year. It's either we're ripping the Band-Aid off and we're trying something completely new, or we're just going to hit here and we're going to be in the retirement home.
Has been confirmed.
Basically, we're doing a 3-year Mariano Rivera. Here's your retirement gift ceremony for the next 3 years. That's what it is.
Listen, I think it's been confirmed, Spinoni. I just got a text from What?
Oh, what?
Draymond's going to be on my line even more now because of Shasky.
Oh, no.
Put my name on it.
Come on.
Yeah, tell him to put my name on it.
Don't even do that. I'm just joking.
Wait.
I'm joking.
Real quick, Joe.
Jesus
I want to bring in the conversation we were just having because Zach Lowe was on First Take this morning or something. Zach Lowe, obviously, NBA, ESPN. The revisionist history. Hold on. The revisionist history on Kevin Durant in a Golden State Warriors uniform. Yeah. I'm going to play the sound. And I want you to react to it. Here's Zach Lowe this morning on ESPN talking about Kevin Durant.
I sometimes wonder, was that the worst thing that happened to Kevin Durant? Because he went there, he won 2 titles, 2 Finals MVPs. No one can take that away from him. He's never going to get the credit that those accomplishments would normally bestow on him because of how good the team was. I think he's realized that, his people realize that, he feels that, and he's just kind of been a wayward soul ever since. And I wonder if he went back to that moment and Golden State was not an option for him, if he could have made his own path somewhere else in a way that was more sustainable. Because, yeah, the 2 titles are awesome. He was incredible, 2 Finals MVPs. That's all-time historic stuff. It just felt like he's been wayward ever since then, and it's just getting more and more wayward. And now we have a new coach in Phoenix, and this team they won no playoff games.
Why is the rhetoric around sports so stupid? Why are we so dumb? Clyde Drexler's hierarchy, where his legacy is, it takes a hit because he went and joined Akeem Olajuwon. Shaquille O'Neal, he's not as great as he was because he had to go to L.A. and leave Orlando. This guy, Reggie Jackson, I know he's Mr. October and he was amazing, but because he joined the Yankees, his legacy takes a hit. How dumb? Zach Lowe, tell me you've never played sports in your life. Jesus Christ. I understand that ESPN is one of the partners of the league. Has there any other outlet done more damage to the credibility of the rhetoric around the game of basketball than ESPN has done to the NBA? Honest to God, name me a sport that has taken a bigger hit because of the way we talk about it. I'm watching these games. These games are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Why aren't we knocking Mike Conley for bouncing around to 7 different teams? Huh? What about Rudy Gobert? How many teams has that guy been on?
2.
I think all we're doing is praising these teams. Why is the rhetoric so stupid? It honestly drives me nuts.
No, it is dumb. And we've been on this for a long, long time, which is why I don't watch these shows. We always argue, Shasky's like, what did college say? Or what did it say? And I was like, I don't care because they're not talking about the game. We should be talking about a classic Western Conference game yesterday between OKC and Dallas. You should be talking about the up-and-coming Timberwolves and how they have the champs down 0-2 heading back to Minnesota. We should be talking about the Boston Celtics and whether or not we should trust them. But the rhetoric is always about this dumb stuff. Kevin Durant made the best choice. The Warriors were great at it. And that's what you do as an organization. What do the Yankees do? They lose the World Series? Let's go get Alex Rodriguez. Oh, we lost another one? Let's go get Gary Sheffield. This is what the teams do. You go get the best players so the Warriors get penalized for citing Kevin Durant. Oh, they didn't need him. They won 73 games. They lost the NBA Finals to LeBron James. Mm-hmm. That team had peaked. That won 73 games. That team had peaked. They needed a jolt, and they got that jolt with Kevin Durant.
Okay. LeBron James has done scorched earth policy to 4 different organizations when he's done taking all the resources in the draft capital and all of the cap space and everything. He's like, you know what? I look around. Oh, my God, I got to leave. I'm like Will Smith at the end of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, the guy that ESPN blows on a minute-by-minute basis and has Dave McMenamin and Wendy and 1,000 other people bowing down at his feet like he's the Pope for some reason. Oh. How come that guy's legacy hasn't taken a hit?
Well, because he's LeBron James. He's the king.
Well, you've been bowed down to LeBron. Hey, you've been bowed down to LeBron James.
Because he's 39 and still one of the top 5 players in the NBA.
Where's this energy at when you talk about LeBron James, Joseph Shasky III?
Well, wanting him on the team and the way we discuss other superstars are 2 separate conversations.
Oh, this guy's a coach killer, Shasky. Well, he's a coach killer.
Let's not act like LeBron hasn't gotten crushed. He got crushed for the decision because he was raising money for the Boys and Girls Club of America.
But he also he gets crushed. But he should have got crushed because him, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh was orchestrating that move for 2 years. Again. 2 years plotting to go down to South Beach. I mean, come on, man. I'm sure it happens a lot.
Yes.
But that was a weaker move than what Kevin Durant pulled.
I mean, none of it's weak. They want to win. They're trying to win. They're all trying to win.
Agents. They're free agents.
Thank you.
I'm telling you right now, if Fox or ESPN came to me and Bonte and they said, and Joe Stoney, and they said, we'll give you $5 million, you get to stay exactly where you're at, blah, blah. I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, sign me up. Let's go.
Be leaving you in a heartbeat. Be living you in a heartbeat. Real quick, Draymond Green. You got the Draymond Green sound?
Quick. I've got takes for days.
Well, I know you got takes for days.
Get your Star Wars takes real quick. Let's get your Star Wars takes for Bonte.
No, we don't need a Star Wars take because I had Star Wars nerds coming at me trying to play me. That's a whole different conversation,
yourself, buddy.
Huh?
You did that to yourself.
No. Listen. Star Wars are respected, right? I don't get how people go crazy over it.
I don't think you do.
But this, whoever that guy is, and by the way, I did a deep dive on this guy because I finally replied to him.
Oh, no.
That guy who's been tweeting at me about Star Wars and how I don't respect and how I'm arrogant and ignorant, he's been coming at me for like 5 years.
Yeah, he's on the dark
I went down his timeline. He's been coming at me for years.
He was a Sith in hiding, Joe Shasky. That's what that tells me. Like Darth Maul and Darth Sidious. He was a Sith in hiding.
He might be Draymond's burner.
I doubt that. Draymond doesn't do burners, that's for sure. But he came at me one time. He said, get this host off a Warriors pre- and post-game show. He can't formulate a conversation, and he needs he needs 2 laptops to get through a show or something like that.
I like the 2 laptops.
I said, man, this guy's been coming at me for like 5 years, so he personally just doesn't like me.
Oh, that's what it is. That's just hate. Like Zach Lowe and Kevin Durant.
Well, you know who I don't like? Just these people that are apologizing for the team Farhan built. I mean, Jesus Criminy. You want to talk? You know, this in this era we live in now, guys. Anyone can have stands. It's unbelievable. The fact that anyone defends this guy on building teams is unbelievable. It's truly remarkable. His guy, Matt Chapman, who we all knew. Buyer beware. Like 1-year deal, okay. It might turn into a 3-year deal because he's not going to go anywhere. I told you at the beginning of the year, Bonte, I feel like that contract's weighing on him. This guy's batting 180 against righties. 180 against righties right now. All right? You're looking at a guy who's got 24 hits and 120 at-bats. He is not driving the ball. He's striking out left and right. This team is so bad. And Nick Ahmed is regressing back to the mean.
Well, he's hurt now.
Guy. We like him.
He's hurt now.
We like. I mean, like. What are we doing? Like, what is this team doing?
Hey, Shasky, he's hurt now.
Did you see?
He got injured yesterday with left wrist discomfort. So I asked Lubman, what about Marco Luciano? I'm like,
I don't think he's that good. I mean, like, I'm looking at their farm system, and I'm saying to myself, like, and I said this at the beginning of the year, Bonte, you remember this. Like, I don't know if Casey Schmidt can be some guy who can even hit 240 or 250. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, for $500,000, I'd rather have Casey Schmidt try at third base for 6 months than Matt Chapman for $20 million right now. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And then I want to see Casey Schmidt play a little shortstop. Like, let's bring this guy up. Tyro Estrada, you swooped him up from the Yankees. I mean, Farhan loves bargain bin shopping. Oh, Blake Sable, Rule 5 draft. I'll take him. I'll take Tyro Estrada. They work for 5 months, and then they expire. It's like, no, get rid of it.
So this article in the Chronicle the other day, Farhan said the stakes are high for this team. The stakes are high. There's a lot of pressure. We invested a lot into this team. You know, it's fair to say we put a lot of chips in this year. We spent a lot of money. We signed guys. We forfeited draft picks. We forfeited international pool money. With all the expectations that we will be really good and competitive this year. So what does Farhan mean by that? What does Farhan mean by that when he says the stakes are high? Is it high for him? Is it high for Matt Chapman, Blake Snell? Because I think it's just on Farhan. They don't go to the playoffs. You have to clean house. You have to. It's time. This lineup is depressing. Come on, man.
If you want to watch exciting baseball in San Francisco, you better be at West Sunset from 11:30 till 7 p.m. in the evening.
I thought you were going to say.
My team is taking it on.
I thought you were going to say the Oakland Coliseum.
No. My SF Flame team will be out there.
Are you not talking about the Oakland A's?
Infield and outfield at my team than there is the Giants. Bonte, if I told you 6 years ago, and Spadoni, get in there. 6 years ago, why did they sign Farhan Zaidi? It wasn't. The master plan was not to sign a bunch of free agents to pillow 1 year and 2 year deals and pray to God that we get into the wild card. 6 years later.
I want you to get in here on the show, your co-host.
Hey, his name's on the show. He can call in. When he's on the airwaves, his name is still on here. It's Spadoni in for Joe Shasky.
Wait a second.
Joe Shasky with Bonte Hill as well. No, and I appreciate the passion, Joe, because we were just talking this last week. The Oakland A's are trying to lose. It's like Major League Part 4. They're not back to the minors. They're back in the major leagues, and they have a better and more exciting roster than the Giants right now, at least in the lineup. That's unbelievable.
You know why that is? Because they actually know what talent looks like. When you're looking at numbers and spreadsheets, you have no idea how to actually identify and develop talent. This is where the human element comes back into play. As we celebrate Brian Sabean, one of the great architects of baseball for the Giants, he built an old team, he built a young team, he built a team through free agency, he built a team through trades, he built a team through the draft, and then supplemented via trades. Brian Sabean is one of the greatest baseball men the game has ever seen. And the Giants couldn't wait to get rid of him. It's got a very early Yorkian DeBartola, I'm talking about Denise and Dr. John, feel when they kicked Bill Walsh out the door. That's what it feels like to me. And I think that the Giants are going to be searching for their next president of baseball ops this summer. I would get rid of Farhan yesterday. How could you go?
Mid-season. I give him mid-season. I may just cut him mid-season. I may cut him mid-season because the farm doesn't look great. Although Kyle Harrison has popped. I'll give him credit for that. Kyle Harrison has popped. And he's found pitching, and Logan Webb's at the top of the rotation. They're fine. Keaton Wynn has been solid, although he got lit up yesterday. Jordan Hicks, that's what they were saying. I do worry about Jordan Hicks because he hasn't had this low before as a starter.
Bullpen starter is very
George
tricky.
Contos kind of tipped us off to that. But the Giants are just not excited. This is big. I think this homestand is bigger than that road trip, Shasky. You got the Reds for 3, you got the Dodgers for 3, and that could be the tipping point. I think that will be the tipping point. What happens in that Dodgers series, and if it looks bad for the Giants, I think that's when a lot more people start beating that drum saying, what the hell are we doing, Farhan? Where are we at here? And Shohei walks into Oracle Park, and he probably smashes 3 home runs during that 3-game set.
Bonte, when the Tennessee Titans look more compelling than the San Francisco Giants, you have problems. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's where we're at. I mean, let's just call it what it is. The team's not very good.
Will Levis.
Right now, Jung Hoo Lee is an exciting at-bat, but clearly he's a young guy trying to find his way. He's still batting above the Mendoza line on a team with a bunch of guys batting below the Mendoza line. But outside of him, who is an exciting at-bat that you have to watch?
There's nobody.
None.
There's absolutely nobody, and that's depressing. Yeah. That's depressing.
Well, I mean, Austin Slater, but
Mike Yastrzemski. No, let Mike Yastrzemski's have a good at bats. Yeah, let me rush to my TV for Mike Yastrzemski and Austin Slater. No, they're a joke. Real quick before the baby wakes up. Here's Draymond Green. You got the Draymond Green sound? Go ahead, love it. Roll it here.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me the Chris Sims.
No, Chris Sims. That was terrible. Well, not even worth replaying.
Did you tell the people about the tattoo you have of me on your butt?
It says, "Oh, baby." Hey. Actually, one says "Oh," and the other cheek. One cheek says "Oh," the other says "baby."
And it's got Shasky's face. And I've never. Hey, and let me tell you, wiping my ass has never felt better. Here's Draymond Green on the podcast.
In the Eastern Conference, you can get to the conference finals a la the Atlanta Hawks with like playing very mid teams. And so that's kind of what y'all are doing right now. And I think what this is setting up for y'all up for is what happened to the Atlanta Hawks 3 years ago when they made the conference finals and they never got back. Another team to give you some perspective on this. Nope, but 1 second. Another team that did this to give you some perspective on this was the Portland Trailblazers years ago when they had Al-Farouq Aminu, Allen Crabbe, all those guys. They had all those guys, and they went to the conference finals, and we swept them pretty much without Steph Curry. They ran off and paid all of those guys because they thought they had a team that had a chance, and it was a fluke. And so that's what the Knicks are setting y'all up for right now, and it'll be probably another 15 years of misery that we all will sit around and laugh at Knicks fans with their delusion about.
Right, here we go. Knicks for clicks.
That's just what happens.
That's Draymond
I wish Pat Riley was the president of the Golden State Warriors right now. Because you know what? Tell him, Joe Shasky, tell him to shut up.
I don't like saying shut up and dribbling. I don't like saying shut up and dribbling.
No, but
I understand going out there playing and just commenting on everything. Spend a podcast every day from Draymond Green. Taking shots at other teams, I don't come from that school.
You know, just can you let the Knicks have their moment? Like, seriously. Why do you have to poop on their moment? Okay, maybe they aren't going to be good next year. Who cares? But right now, I think they're going to represent the East coming out of the. I think they're going to represent the East in the finals. I really do, and I'm rooting for them. I think it's a great story.
If OG Anunoby's healthy, I do have the Knicks beating the Celtics. That's the injury I got to watch. If he's not healthy, I'm taking the Celtics in 6 or 7.
Well, look, if you are following the chaotic whiteboard that I put together regarding the best Warrior possible outcomes for all the other teams that we want to trade with, the Celtics having a nightmare crash and burn would be right up there at the top because I'll take Tatum, I'll take Brown, I'll take either one of those. And I know they're not great contracts.
I'll take Tatum.
Whatever.
Yes, you would take them. I don't know if they're trading them to you, but sure, if they're on a silver platter, I will take them. Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, paint me shocked. Kristaps Porzingis battling with injuries in the playoffs. Who could have saw that coming?
Nobody saw that coming.
It's like an Alex Smith turnover in the red zone.
Unicorns get hurt, man.
Seriously, like the Knicks are going to be fine, and they're going to be back next year because all of a sudden people are going to say, "Boy, the Garden and that home crowd. Maybe we do go to New York."
I think they move off of Julius Randle.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fluke. And by the way, beating front of the teams, that Sixers team was tough. Playing Embiid. I know he was on one leg, and they probably don't win the series if Embiid is fully healthy, but the Sixers gave him everything they had. It's not our fault that Tobias Harris turned into a pumpkin, still at $39 million from the Sixers. I mean, come on, man. I don't like that. Let the Knicks have their – I'm with you, Shasky. Let the Knicks have their moment.
Just let them have their moment. And I'm enjoying watching the Knicks and watching the Garden and watching the reaction. Here's the other thing I want to get into. Austin Reeves, for Christ's sake. Austin Reeves talking. Austin, love you, pal. Sit down.
What did he say?
How would you like – Austin Reeves, how NBA players play in the NFL.
Austin Rivers, yeah.
Excuse me, Austin Rivers. I would love to see Austin Rivers go over the middle with Dre Greenlaw standing there. That's all I'm going to say. Why don't you just pipe down, bud? And you're huge. You're a big guy. Dre Greenlaw's my height. He will take your head off. Right. He will take your head off. The football culture is so violent and so physical. These NBA players, I love them to death. Trust me, they're great athletes. I don't deny it. They wouldn't last one practice. With coaches up their ass, these guys don't even want to play in March, Draymond Green. I don't get out of bed in March. You wouldn't last one OTA.
These guys are 300 pounds and running 4.6s. Get out of my face.
Shasky, did you watch the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, I did. It was by a nose.
By a nose. Did you enjoy it? How about that call? Because I played it all day Monday. I played it all day. It would have drove you crazy.
I mean, it was like my third best horse this week. Number one, me as a daddy, here at the house. Number two, obviously Kyle Harrison in Colorado, and number 3, yeah.
How's that going?
You're right.
How's your first week by yourself with LJ? Although I saw you post a picture on Twitter yesterday, you weren't necessarily by yourself. You brought LJ into work to Michelle to her job.
She begged for me to bring him in.
You got to show off the baby at the workplace. Yeah, good call.
And they had lumpia, and so I sat and had some lumpia.
Strong.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. No, we've had a great week. He's just an absolute stud. Him and Daddy. He gave me, I think 4 nuclear poops yesterday just to, finish the week off strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm feeling really good right now.
Maybe Chad's going through a little diarrhea, too.
Throwing balls. Hey, I'm telling you, tomorrow, 11:30, we got our Mustang team out there at West Sunset. Then we got a 2 o'clock game, and then we got a 4:30 game. Guys, if you want to watch real fun baseball, come see the SF City Flame teams all day at West Sunset Diamond 1 and 2.
I may go to West Sunset, but then, I do want to watch real baseball. But right now, I do want to watch NBA playoff basketball. We got a monster doubleheader tomorrow, too.
We do.
So we got Thunder, Mavericks, Celtics, Cavs. Your boy maybe sitting that one out at West Sunset.
It's also Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah,
First Mother's Day for Michelle. What do you got planned, Joe Shasky? That's the real question.
And don't take her just to the Olympic Club, because that's a lazy move.
Bro, I got a nice gift. Just keep it quiet, man. I got a nice gift, all right? It's for me and the baby, and then we're going to do some nice things. I'm taking Grandpa and my mother-in-law out, and we've got a very nice day planned.
Where's the gift from?
Actually, I ran into a guy across the way who said you bought your engagement ring from him. Very nice guy at the gift center, jewelry center.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my boy, Offer. Oh,
yeah.
Offer. Oh, you went there.
His name is Offer?
Wait, how the hell did you?
There, I go down the way to my girl at Josephine's. But I will say this. As I walked in with the baby, they were like, yo, what's up? And I said hi to him. And he goes, yeah, Bonte was here about a year ago. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He was very nice.
Everybody seems to bust me out there. By the way, you wouldn't imagine. So I was walking around downtown looking for a gift for Edna's birthday. And my boy works at the Gucci store. He goes, hey, Kevon Looney's up here at the Gucci store. Say, yeah, I'm not going to go in there right now. I'm going to leave good. Who knows what Kevon Looney's spinning up in the Gucci store? But you always run into somebody who you know at these stores, and it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, a man of your status, the king. I mean, usually doors just open up and glasses of champagne fall into your hand.
I wish it did.
I'm not surprised. Knowing you have net 30 terms and net 60 terms where you don't even have to pay up front. You just pay over time.
Probably. I wish I had it like that, man. I wish I had it like that. That's a dangerous game, though. It's a dangerous game to play when you're doing the layaway thing and doing the monthly payments. Could you skip one? They're going to be blowing up your phone all day long, all week long. You don't want to get into that game. If you can't pay up front, don't pay it off.
Here's the dangerous game. What is going on in the rap game? Like, what exactly is going on between Drake and Kendrick Lamar? Can you just give me a Cliff Notes version?
I think it's over now, right?
I think it's over. But Drake barked up the wrong tree. He wanted smoke from Kendrick, and Kendrick gave him the smoke. And he represented. Now, it got a little weird.
Well, J. Cole started in the beginning. Then he bowed out. He's smart.
But no, it's not. It's not.
Oh, we're going by Superstar Weak moves again.
Yeah, that was a weak move. J. Cole was weak for that. You hit up somebody, and you're like, that's not me. That's not who I am. Blah, blah,
Pivot,
blah,
don't
blah,
panic,
blah.
as Joe Shasky likes to say.
But the rap game,
exactly.
Look, I think it's been a good year for hip-hop. By the way, you talk about hit-em-ups. The Game came out with a hit-em-up on Rick Ross last night. Hit up Rick Ross. So, go figure. The Game wants some smoke, too.
I'm hearing there's more to this.
There's more to this? To what?
Fourth voice, Carter.
I heard there's a calm before the storm here when it comes to Drake. Is what Academics said. That's just what I heard.
Oh, boy. Academics, by the way. Academics. His profile has risen during his hit-em-up, but how the hell did he become the voice of hip-hop on break leaking things? I can't stand Academics, dude, who he is. Rappers have come up on the show and said, I'll slap the hell. I don't know. It's all weird, Shasky. It's all weird.
Academics is such a dork to me. I'm just so out on him. I'm out on the current rap game just in general. I think it's pretty weak. I feel like the whole thing felt very manufactured. It did not feel real. I like my beefs feeling real.
No, this was authentic. Real. I think Kendrick was he wanted to smoke. I think it was nothing he does is manufactured in my opinion.
All right. Top 3 diss songs all time, in my opinion, when it comes to battle raps, whatever. You got to go straight up, no Vaseline. I think that one set the tone for all of them. You could throw real blank G's in there from Eazy-E, but he didn't write that. So I'm going to let that one drop. Hit 'em Up, number 2. Although I think Hit 'em Up, every time I hear it, it's just absolutely incredible.
It's so disrespectful.
It is. And then number 3, I've done this before, Nail in the Coffin, Eminem. He just destroys Benzino. Benzino hasn't been heard from since.
Benzino's too weak to get hit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't elevate that. Benzino sucks.
Corrupt, number 4, corrupt on DMX and Eve and everybody else. That was pretty damn good. Come on, Streets is a Mother with Glass on there.
No doubt. It's a great album.
Number 5, Mac Stabber, Mac Dre ripping Mac Mall and Kyrie, even though they eventually became friends.
Yeah, I know. This is so weird.
You have a good weekend, Joe. I'm glad you called in. I missed your voice, man.
Well, look, what's peanut butter without the jelly?
I already knew what was coming. Spadoni, CC, this was what
jelly's fine, but you bring some Nutella in there every now and then. It's also very good.
No, Spadoni's doing a hell of a job. And you see, you pulled a Dan Dibley, Shasky. You know what you did? You just pulled a Dan Dibley. And I hope Dibley's listening. Because I remember when I jumped on the morning show, and Fort Ball and Low Neal and all the stuff, it's like, who's this Bonte guy? He sounds so good in the morning. And Dibs called the show and he said, I started fearing for my job, so I had to calm you down, young buck, and he had to hijack the show. You've been listening to this. Spadoni's been rising up the charts. And you heard Worldwide Hef. He's also reads to my LeBron.
Well, I don't like that didn't go great this past year.
He's Kobe to my Shaq. And you heard that, and you had to pick up the phone to call us for 30 minutes. On vacation. Unbelievable.
Let me know when Worldwide Hef signs his free agent waiver when LeBron James retires, and he tells me what team he's going to root for in the NBA. Let him hit me back on that.
Well, he's ready to jump on. Well, he's Paulo Banchero. We're biggest fans of Paulo Banchero. But
Italian stallion.
If LeBron comes to the Warriors, I asked him and said, "What are you going to do?" He goes, "It's going to be really hard for me, Bonte. It's going to be really hard for me." So
he was talking about really hard finding the jersey immediately that he can go buy.